NBA Straya, how are you going? How you going? I hope you're right. You should be. Why is that, Jim? Well, it's Thursday. Thursday is one of the great days, isn't it? Of all the days we have, Thursdays is one of my favorites. I'll tell you what, we had a cracking NBA day today as well. To follow up yesterday's NBA Cup chaos with this one, it was awesome. So I'm pretty excited. Either way, Thursday, November 14 in the bag. I'm your host, James Clements. This is NBA Straya. You can also see me on the panel, the official NBL Supercoach show, the AFL Today show, NFL Straya, all the good stuff here in the fancy studio, the James Clements Memorial of Excellence in Podcasting studio, and also known as the Sports Today studio. 11 games today. Johnny Furphy scored his first NBA points. The Cavs are still unbeaten. It's ridiculous. Wemby had 50. Giannis had 59 against the Pistons, but still. So we'll wrap all that up for you in the NBA Straya Game Wraps. We've got That's Not a Knife. We've got Old Mate No Mates. We've got Spud of the Night. We've got Better Than Lonzo Ball. We've also got all the good stuff that you like. Yeah, nice. Unpopular opinion of the day. And a cracking Outback Takehouse. As well as a very brief Andrew Gay's Great Mamba Award for outstanding achievement in the field of excellence. But also a Stephen Adams Kiwi Korner check, which is fun. And a pick and preview for the single game tomorrow. There's one! A single game! It's ridiculous. That'll be fun, though. And that'll be it. Then we'll get out of your hair. All right, episode 1154 of NBA Straya. Oh, let's go!
This is Josh Giddey.
G'day, this is Andrew Gay.
This is Jack White.
This is Joe Ingles.
This is Dyson Daniels.
This is Chris Ansley.
This is Matthew Delvedova.
This is Shane Hill.
Hi, this is Ryan Brockhoff.
This is Mitch Creek. This is Mick Kay.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
You're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening and watching NBA Straya.
This is NBA Australia. Let's do it.
Watch out for the Shaq Attack.
Well, you better, especially if you I don't know, he's now at this point, Shaq, of his social media career where he's doing just hackneyed food takes. Like for a bloke who literally has Shaq-a-roni season and, the Shaq-a-lysis XL gummies. Now he's like, do you want sugar or do you want salt and pepper in your grits? And you're like, is this what we're doing now, Shaq? Come on, you're better than this. Anyway, you better watch out for the attack of Giannis if you're the Detroit basketball Pistons because he outscored them in overtime today. Also, watch out for the Wemby attack if you're the Wizards because he just almost outscored them by himself, basically. But that was gnarly. But first, a little bit of news with the daily. It's a whip around. Coach Pop. So the Spurs announced today that Greg Popovich, erstwhile Spurs head coach, longtime legend, suffered a mild stroke on the 2nd of November, so almost 2 weeks ago. He is expected to make a full recovery and a timeline for his return has not been determined, they've said. What I did not like is that I feel like Shams was like, breaking news from Shams Charania. And it's like, yeah, the Spurs put out a goddamn statement. Bloke, you're just putting out PR. What are you doing? Oh, breaking news. They told us this. It's like, yeah, I guess that is news direct from the club, but stop trying to make you Watergated it. It's like, I found out the cause and the reasons why Pop's not coaching. Morons. Anyway, that was about all of the news today as well, apart from there's a couple of little tiny bits and bobs, Bronny is only playing home games in the G League, which I thought was pretty good. LeBron's he's not traveling on buses. He's not doing that shit stuff in the G League. He's just going to play at home and it'll be fine. And there was DeRozan left the game early today, which kind of sucked. He got a little bit banged up. Outside of that, it was not much. So, look, hopefully Pop's all good because that sucks. And, we just lost a very close family friend to a pretty bad sort of stroke. So it's a bit shitty, but hopefully Pop's all good. And, he makes a full happy recovery. Right, let's do some game wraps. Game wraps, game wraps, game wraps. All right, we had 11 games today. We went 6 of 11 on the picks, just saying. Not bad. And I was very annoyed by some of the ones that we missed because they were very close. Speaking of which, Indy. They lost in Orlando. What the hell, man? A bit of mutual destruction between Jalen Suggs and Tyrese Halliburton. Halliburton was horrible. Shot 3 of 14. Suggs shot 2 of 15, but you'll take that every day of the week if you're the Magic. If you can slow down Halliburton, you're laughing. The Magic, this was a big win. Like, on a back-to-back, shorthanded, you just go, all right, get him Franz, and he's like, I don't know if I've got it. Indy got up big in this one too. Orlando tracked them down, ran over the top of them, up 15. Indy came flying back at the end. It was like a 2-point game with 11 seconds left. They hold on. The Magic win. Big old pumpkin-headed Mo Wagner was pretty instrumental at the end. Franz is fantastic. He had 29 and 6, 12 and 12 for Goga. Johnny Isaac causing all sorts of havoc, 11 and 3 with 3 blocks as well for him. Benny Mathurin took a little while to warm up for the Pacers, and that was almost a bit of a problem. He finished with 23. Siakam had 25, 6 and 7. But Halliburton, that was the tough one. I mean, if you're going to shoot 3 or 14 and your opposing point guard's going to do the pretty similar, you'll take that if you're the Magic. He shot, 3 or 14 for 9 points. Just absolutely bloody brutal. Elsewhere, we had the Boston. Well, that means actually Indy now 5 and 6, which is actually getting a bit squirrely. So the Pacers and the Wolves, 2 teams that made conference finals last year. You're looking at both of them going, well, what's going on here? This is very squirrely in some cases, and like the inconsistency is the thing that gets you. And I know that, so the Pacers scored 18 points in that fourth quarter and got just curb stomped. But jeez, just bad. Meanwhile, Orlando, having lost their best player, have now won 3 on the trot and they're 7 and 6. That's good. Way to go, the Magic Men. Boston, curb stomped Brooklyn, 139-114. Good effort from the Celtics on a back-to-back as well. Jaylen Brown was awesome. Pritchard was huge. Tatum got going, and then they smoked them in the end. Just smoked them like a pancake. What is it? Some sort of Dutch pancake. Anyway, Brooklyn could not get anything going. Zaire Williams had 23 and 6. Dennis Schroeder and German Rondo had 16. Cam Thomas only managed to 17. The big problem is Cam Johnson had 9 points. And it sort of seems like that's the sort of book on Brooklyn. You slow down Cam Johnson, you put a little bit of a lid on Cam Thomas, you'll win the game pretty handily. Boston got 38, 9, and 10 from Tatum, which is chaos considering he's a bit banged up. Still carrying that ankle injury. Went 2 of 9 from downtown yesterday. Turns around, was pretty good today. 24, 12, and 4 for Jaylen Brown. Drew, 16, 6, and 4. 23 for Peyton Pritchard. He had 5 and 9 from 3. And Hauser had 4 of 10 from 3 too, which is pretty good. So you'll take that. Not bad there from your white guy bench in Boston. They're now 10 and 3. The Nets are 5 and 7. Chicago! Josh Giddey always wins in MSG. It's just what he does because the Chicago Bulls went in there 124, beat the Knicks 123 in absolute chaos fashion. Massive Knicks run got them back into this game. They had the win. They were up. And then with a few seconds left, Josh Hart, after a bit of argy-bargy, just sort of got up in his feels and fouled Kobe White on a 3 while they were down 2. Kobe White then calmly nailed all 3 free throws, and Jalen Brunson missed the game winner. I still don't know how it actually missed. It felt like that was in, but still. But I nailed this pick yesterday, right? Just too few dudes that they're playing. Deuce McBride has a bit of a quiet game. Cam Payne is your other bench dude. You're just this is just not enough. Tibbs, and he's like, I don't care, shut up. And you're like, all right, well, Cat had 46 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 steals, and you lost. I don't know about you, but I just don't want to waste Cat games. Good Cat games. I just don't want to waste them. It's very simple. So that sort of sucked. Brunson had 24 and 8. Bridges, 26 and 5. OG with 14 and 9. Hart, 6 and 8. 6, 8, and 6. But just, that's all they've got, So it's a bit tough. The Bulls, Zachy Cakes, Adam Levine, 31, 7 and 8. Vooch with 9, 10 and 11 as well. 22 for Kobe White. Tough one for Gids. Usually crushes it in MSG. 5, 2, and 6 for him. But anyway, look, the Bulls just showed a little bit more in the depth. And I sort of think like it was a lot to do with the pace. Like the way that they play with Levine next to Gids is just like, just keep going. Just bloody run, man. And it sort of took the Knicks by surprise on a back-to-back. And like the Bulls are up pretty bloody big in this. It was like up 22. And this was like turning into an absolute chaos, like calamity for the Bulls. If you're up 22, you're in MSG, the Knicks come flying all the way back at the end of that third quarter, and then the Bulls somehow just pull one out the arse and actually win it. So there you go. New York are now 5-6, and again, big questions. Same as the Wolves and same as the Pacers. It's just a bit, what's going on here? We might talk that out in tomorrow's show when we do overreactions. That's going to be the thing. And the Chicago Bulls, 5-7. You'll take that. Cleveland, 114, beat the pants off of Philly, 106. A professional win for the Cavs. No Embiid, no Paul George, no Tyrese Maxey. Jared McCain starts. He's awesome. But the Cavs are actually down in this. Like, Philly were vibing. They were winning. They're up 8. And you're like, hang on. Are the Cavs going to completely... The 12-0 Cavs. Are they going to cook this? And the answer was no. Because the Cavs tracked them down, stayed within spitting distance, never let it get out of hand, then just fucking clawed it back, and then got ahead, and then just put the boot in. Philly actually came flying back towards the end, but it just wasn't enough. McCain is incredible. 34, 10 assists, 2 steals, 12 of 26, 6 of 13 from 3. The thing is they've got nobody else because Embiid and Paul George sit out the back-to-backs. Maxey's already injured. So it's like Yabu Sally had 10, 9, and 5. Caleb Martin with the 18 and 7. I don't mind games like this for Philly. Like, yeah, Philly stink. They're 2-9. But this is the sort of thing that you might actually build a little bit more sort of confidence in those sorts of dudes, right? Which is good. Like, McCain is a baller. As I said when they drafted him, it's like you just drafted Tyrese Maxey again. He's just a TikTok star this time, right? Darius Rucker, Judy Garland, 25, 5 and 6. He shot 10 of 16. He was awesome in this game. Donnie Mitchell as well. Anytime like the Sixers made a bit of a run, Donnie Mitchell's like, all right, enough of that. Here's a 3 in your head. Bang, shush. He has 23, 13 and 9. Oof. Not bad. 5 of 13 from downtown. Mobley with 14 and 7, 11 and 12 for Go the Fro, Jared Allen. There was no Andre Drummond either for the Sixers. So they had Boner. His name is Boner, which is fun, but they just weren't very good. So Sixers sort of stink. 2-9 Philly and Cleveland, 13 and 0. The 6th team ever to start a season 13 and 0. We will talk about that again in Nas. New Orleans got curb stomped by the Thunder, 106-88. Third quarter, just OKC put the foot down and kicked the crap out of him. J-Dub and SGA smashed him. Ingram, 18 points on 18 shots, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, 8 turnovers. Yikes. As a team, they went 9 of 37 from 3. They're bad. Trey Murphy had 14, but that was all the good stuff for the Pels. As I mentioned, though, they're missing, 4 of their top 6 players at the moment? Not great. For the Thunder, 29, 5 and 5 for SGA. Yeah, J-Dub with 31, 6 and 7, 4 steals and 2 blocks. Jalen Williams is taking the piss. Like, that's just awesome. 11 for Dort. The bench had 30. OKC running away with it. They're 10 and 2. New Orleans have dropped to 3 and 9. Yeesh. The Harden Bowl. Clippers versus Houston. The Chris Paul Bowl. The Harden Bowl. Whatever you want to call it. 103 the Clippers. Houston 111. Thing is, Houston were up 19 and nearly blew this. The bloody Clippers had waved the white flag. They sat Norm Powell. They sat Harden. They sat Zoobs. They're onto their third stringers. And they made a run. They got it all the way down to something like 4. It was absolutely gnarly. I'm like, Houston aren't going to completely cook this, are they? To the point where at the very end, and I said on yesterday's show, during the Jalen Duren alley-oop inbounds play from Detroit, I quite literally gasped. And I don't know if I've ever actually quite literally gasped before. And in this one, I'm watching it on my phone, just go, I was outside, I was going to get some lunch or something, and I'm yelling at the phone, call a timeout. I said that out loud. Walking the streets of Melbourne, I don't do that. It was weird. That's how weird and frustrated Ime Udoka. It's call a timeout. They had one left, and they got an 8-second violation because they're idiots, Houston. I don't know. Anyway, they hold on to win. But, geez, they nearly cooked it. 19, 6 and 7 for Harden. But, I mean, whatever. Man, Coffee, Miller, they're all handy. The Clippers, though, they will have games like this, And this is exactly what I said yesterday. Like, they'll just get run over because they're just a bit janky. Green had 21 points and 21 shots for the Rockets. Şengün was awesome. He had a fucking sick dunk and then a sick block on the same sort of like back and forth. But me, watching Houston, the coolest thing is watching Tari Eason and Amen Thompson going absolutely hammer and tongs and ruining the lives of the perimeter players on the other team sometimes. Like, they just come in and just go like the Bash Brothers and just stop everything. It is absolutely gnarly. I love it. And Jock Landau played a really, really good game. He had 4-4, 1 and 2. 4-4-4, 1 and 2. Like, it was a wicked. He was great. I'm going to talk about him again later. Clippers dropped to 6-6. Houston are 8-4. And looking feisty. Detroit basketball, 120. Milwaukee, it's Algonquin for the good land because they won it 127-120 in overtime. Because Giannis outscored the bloody Pistons by himself in overtime. I think he scored 11, they scored 9. Anyway, tough one for the Detroit Pistons because, I don't know, the Bucks were down 18 to Detroit. Like, at some point, you just go, hang on, what's going on here? Like, it was 70-52 in the third quarter. And Detroit, still, at the very end of this, so we have almost an exact facsimile of yesterday's game. A sideline, out-of-bounds play after the timeout. Fuck all time on the clock. They run a bit of a, hang on, look out, it's another lob. This time it wasn't Jalen Duren on the end of it. It was Ron Holland, the rookie. And he got fouled this time. Game was tied. And he missed both free throws. Yeah, that's not great. And then they lose in overtime. So that should be a very rough one. Cade had 35, 7, 11. Jaden Ivey had 26, 10, and 4. And this is where you sort of actually, like, Tobias Harris, you're like, okay, just the next time he hits actually an important shot, it'll be the first. 4 of 15. Thank you for coming, Tobias. Hey, Tobias, look, it's a back-to-back for both teams. You're a veteran. Some of our young dudes were missing. Tim Hardaway, can you step up and, like, you know, really help us out win? He's like, you got a boss, 4 of 15 shooting. It's like, no, Tobias, no. Like, could you get us 15 and 4? He's like, 4 of 15 shooting. You got a boss. You're like, fucking Tobias Harris, this dude. Milwaukee. Giannis, pretty good. 59 points. That's a lot. 59 is a big number. He shot 21 of 34, 16 of 17 in the line, even hit a 3 at the end, and he's like, yeah, I'm feeling it. Check it out. 3 blocks, 2 steals, just unreal. Brook also woke up. He had 29 and 8 with 5 blocks. He hit, 5 of 8 from 3, 15 and 10 for touring the Red Bull Prince. Obviously, no Dame. Seemingly no problems, but Doc is just like, we need to win this game. They played 8 dudes against Detroit. It was a gnarly win. The Bucks desperately need it. They're now 4 and 8. 3 and 9 would look a lot uglier. Detroit, they're feisty. I love them. 5 and 8. Let's go. Washington got smashed by San Antonio, 139-130. This was more of the Wemby show because he had 50. Dropping threes. As I mentioned, he wanted to destroy Bilal Coulibaly. He did exactly that. Bilal Coulibaly went 2 of 5. He had 6 points. Jordan Poole, however, went, not on my watch. We're not going to get our heads kicked in. They still got their heads kicked in, but he dropped 42. 12 for Alexander Sarr. Kuzma came back. He had 10 and 6 on 4 of 9 shooting. But this was the Wemby show. 18 of 29 from the floor. 8 of 16 from 3. 50 points for the Frenchman. The weirdest part for me was that he had 6 rebounds. 6. He's 7'40". You can't get 2 rebounds a quarter? What are we doing here? That's just absurd. He did go 6 of 9. Nice from the free throw line. It was a pretty balanced attack. Like Vassell had 17. You had 12 from Champagne. 10 each for Stephon Castle, who looks awesome, and Harrison Barnes, the Black Falcon. But yeah, good win for the Spurs. They ran away with this, put the Q on the rack basically down the stretch, which is why it was as close as it was. Only 9 points. It was a 7.5 point line yesterday. I think that blew out to like 10.5 this morning. So good job by the Spurs. They're 6 and 6. Not bad. 2 and 8, the Wiz. Next up, we have, what do we got? Memphis. No, we'll do Yeah, let's do Memphis Lakers. No, that was the last game. I want to use my brain and sort of go chronological. 104, the Phoenix Suns. 127, the Kings. Kings kicked the absolute shit out of them in the second half. A 66-point second half to a 48-point second half for a Suns team on the back-to-back. That's why I picked the Kings at that line of 7.5 yesterday. At home, the Kings, they ran away with this. There was just not much going on. Booker had 18 points, but he shot 6 of 16. No Brad Beal. Okogie had 25 off the bench for the Suns. It got so bad for the Suns, Bol was out there. Yep. Great stuff. Just anytime you get Bol, you're laughing. Nurk came back. He had 11 rebounds, but nothing else was really going on. So the 18 and 5 for Devin Booker was the highlight there. For the Kings, he had 11, 10 and 9 for the Souvlaki King, Domantas Sabonis. De'Aaron Fox had 29, 22 for Kevin Huerter. He had a bit of a run by himself. Keegs had 17 as well. They smashed them. They went 15 of 28 from 3 to the Kings. That helps. When you shoot over 53% from 3, you're going to win a lot of games. Just saying. Like, it's just a bit of a vibe that I have sometimes. They shot 64% from the floor. Yeesh. That's pretty gnarly. Suns dropped to 9 and 3. That's a bit of a schedule loss if you ask me. Kings up to 7 and 5. Then we had the stupidest result again. Portland somehow just have Minnesota's number. 106, the Portland Trailblazers beat the Minnesota Timberwolves 98. This Kings team sucks. This Wolves team sucks. Like, it's crazy. Like, Jaden McDaniels had 7, 6, and 4 steals today. He shot 3 of 9. Julius Randle did a little bit more. He had 20 and 10, but it was the most pointless 20 and 10 you'll ever watch. 24 points on 25 shots for Ant-Man. He went 0 of 9 from 3. Yikes. And as a team, they shot 7 of 39 from downtown. Oh, boy. Dante DiVincenzo, he's going to pop up again in a second, but he's just not exactly what you was like. For a dude who talked a lot of shit to Tibbs preseason, you got to back it up by not being shit, Dante, is my vibe. They shot under 40% to Portland. So Tamani Kamara, 11 points, 8 rebounds, 3 steals. Jeremiah Grant didn't have like the expected. Well, they probably lost because Jeremiah Grant went, 3-12 for him, 8 points. This was the Shaden Sharp show. 33 points, 6 rebounds, 3 of 10 from downtown, but 12 of 23 from floor. He was just absolutely everywhere in the paint. And the Donovan Clingan show. 5 blocks in the fourth quarter. He finished with 17 and 12 and 8 blocks. Jesus. He had 13 for Delano Banton as well. He was unreal. Scoot, 11 and 5. Just saying, here we go. Who needs Anthony Simons, he reckons. And boom, the Blazers, back-to-back days, beat the Timberwolves in back-to-back time. 5 of 8, 5 and 8 now the Blazers. The Wolves dropped to 6 and 6, and they have real problems. And then finally, the Lakers hold on. The Lakers hold on to beat the Grizzlies. 128-123. Thanks to one LeBron James. Had a pretty good game. So did Anthony Davis. 21, 14, and 3 for AD with 3 blocks. 35, 12, and 14 for LeBron. You're taking the piss. Austin Reeves pretty handy. He had 18. He had 19 for Dalton Connect as well, who went 5 of 5 from downtown, the Rook man. Luke Kennard, the Duck man, hit 4 of 4 from downtown. He had 12 points. But he had 29 and 7 for Jaren Jackson Jr. He had 15 for Scottie Pippen Jr. And, 3.3 assists. But the fact that they're starting Triple J, good player. Santi Aldama, sure. He had 15, 7, and 5. Jalen Wells, we've mentioned him, the young man. Jay Huff, journeyman, and Scottie Pippen Jr., who spells Scotty with a Y. Scotty doesn't know how to spell. I'll get to that in a second as well. But the fact that they pushed the Lakers all the way and actually covered, they were 6.5-point underdogs, is absurd. So great job by the Grizzlies. They're now 7 and 5 despite that loss. The Lakers, 7 and 4. There you go. What an awesome array of games that was. It was sick. It had everything. Suspense, intrigue, Brooklyn getting its head kicked in. Some other upsets. Cleveland continuing their run. We'll talk about Cleveland again later. Let's do an NBA Straya approved performance of the night.
That's not a knife. That's a knife.
We got 3 of them. It was obviously Wemby, who had 50, which is just absurd, but he was playing the Wizards. That's not going to be the first time someone has 50 this year against Washington. 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 blocks, and a steal. He shot 18 of 29 from the floor and 8 of 16 from 3. He is the tallest player in NBA history to hit 8 threes in a game. That's a cool stat. Giannis, 59 points. Jeez, that's his 8th career game with 20 made field goals. That ties Kobe and Bob McAdoo for the 7th most in NBA history. That's pretty bloody good. Giannis had 59, 14 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals, and 3 blocks. Yes, it was against the Pistons, but at the same time, the Pistons are feisty and I love them. He outscored the Pistons 11-9 in overtime by himself as well. So, yeah, pretty bloody good. A game they had to win, which is my favorite part about this. Giannis is like, all right, cool. We have to win it. I'm going to fucking make sure that we do. And SGA, he had a good game, 29-5 and 5, whatever it was. But I'm going to give this one to LeBron, the last one. 35, 12, and 14. The oldest player in NBA history with 3 straight triple-doubles. His 40th 30-point triple-double. And, I mean, it took them everything to get over a fucking Grizzlies team that is Jaren Jackson Jr., Santi Aldama, Jalen Wells, Jay Huff, and Scottie Pippen Jr. But at the same time, he did. And he's 40 in a month or two. Like, that is just sick. Well played, LeBron. That was unreal. He shot the piss out of it as well. He was 13-22 and 4 of 7 from downtown. That is unreal. And those are your NBA Straya pre-performances of the night. How about Spot of the Night?
Spud, 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 it is Spud of the Night.
Spot of the Night. As mentioned, Tyrese Halliburton and Jalen Suggs have been a mutual destruction, which is always fun because, the 3 of 14 shooting for Halliburton. But if you're Orlando, you will pay the 2 of 15 shooting for Jalen Suggs 100% of the time for Halliburton to have a shit 3 of 14 shooting night, right? So that's exactly what happened. He went 2 of 8 from 3. Suggs goes 0 of 4 from 2 of 11 from downtown. Javonte Green was another spud today, 1 of 10. Same as Dante DiVincenzo. And this is the big thing. Dante is meant to just fucking fit in perfectly around Ant-Man, and he's been shit. Ant-Man's also been a bit shit and like wildly inconsistent, which is the frustrating part. But I'll tell you what, we also had 3 of 12 for our man Jeremiah Grant, and a couple of other ones. Where did they go? I had them up. They have now disappeared. Let's have a look. But we did get a couple of special numbers, so that's good. I always love a good special number. Let's go. Dylan Wright went 0 of 4. Dougie Buckets went 0 of 4. Gabe Vincent went 0 of 6. 0 of 5 for Isaiah Joe. 0 of 6 for Big Booty Kyle Lowry. And, the Suggs 2 of 15 is pretty bloody crazy. Royce O'Neal was 2 of 12. Yeesh. But I would very much like to thank Derek White and Tyus Jones for delivering 311. Woo! Chill, yeah! They went and shot 311. I love that. Who's old mate? No mates, however, Jim.
Old mate, no mates.
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 Who's got no mates today? Look, I don't want to pick on a rookie, but Ron Holland, that is... Like, it got even worse. So the Ron Holland, the rookie for the Pistons, who misses the 2 free throws, it's tied up. There's like no time left on the clock. Just hit one of them, you've won the game. The bloke was 12 of 13 from the free throw line in his career. Like, he's a rookie, and he missed both. Like, that is just so tough. Absolutely brutal. I'll tell you what. Also, old mate, no mates, Bronny James. So, as I mentioned, he's only playing home games for the G League Lakers, and you're like, how do you reckon that's going to go with the rest of the team? That poor little kid is going to get frozen out so hard by those absolute G League animals. Because, look, this is the thing. The G League is all well and good, but everybody is out for themselves all the time, right? Just go watch a G League game. It's fucking chaos. They are just going to be like, oh, does Bronny want the ball? LeBron's son, who only plays home, fuck you, pal, on your bike. Go cry to daddy and get fucking called up to the big leagues again. Because you shit. So, yeah, old mate, no mates. He's definitely like, they're not going to catch buses to the bloody, crypto.com arena because he's in LA. He's just going to get his car service to drive him there or whatever. So he's not even going to be on a bus with his teammates for them to give him the cold shoulder. But that locker room is going to be like full of shit talk about Bronny. That is an old mate, no, mates. Pantsing of the night. Going to go back to the Tyrese Halliburton because he would talk shit in the summer. I would boo too if I was an Orlando Magic fan. So he popped up at one of the wrestling events, right? He's now played 2 games in Orlando. He's lost both, and he shot a combined 9 of 29 from the field. That is a self-pantsing, I'll tell you that much. Şengün also just like pantsed the entire Clippers team a couple of different times. As I mentioned, he had this sick drive through everybody dunk and then go back up the other end and delete Miller's shot. That was a pantsing. Who was better than Lonzo Ball?
Lonzo was the best player in high school. He was the best player in college. You think he'll get to the pros and be like, I made it to the pros, now I can be average. We're coming for everybody.
Coming for everybody. We got 3 better than Lonzo Balls today. How about Shaedon Sharpe, who equaled Lonzo Ball's career high of 33 points today? 6 rebounds, 1 assist, 12 of 23 from the floor. So much cutting, so much jump. Oh, God, he moves so nice. 3 of 10 from 3, 6 of 7 at the free throw line. He's awesome. And I got some thoughts on Portland, which is basically piss off DeAndre Ayton, trade him, trade Jeremiah Grant, start Denny. You probably start Klingon. You've got Time Lord. You've got Duop. You've got one too many centers. Ayton will get you a return. Move on from him. Just piss him off. And then Anthony Penny-Simons. You've signed him to this big contract. Why not just go fuck it? We've already got Scoot. They looked pretty good today with Scoot and Shaedon out there. Let's go. Let's go, Portland. Just saying. Because Donovan Klingon's also on this list. 31 minutes, 17 points, 12 rebounds, 8 blocks. 5 in the last quarter as they ran over the top of the Wolves. It was amazing. He shot 6 of 10 from the floor. He's unreal. And then my final and probably my favorite one is Jared McCain. That dude whips. 34 points today, beating out Lonzo's career high. 10 assists, 2 rebounds as well. He shot 6 of 13 from downtown. That was unreal. He's a weapon. I love him. He's fun as hell. And the weirdest part is, like this game and yesterday's game, he started off slowly, right? He's like, I've got to help out all the other rest of the team, make sure they're getting to their spots, doing their thing. And then he sort of just goes, all right, fuck it, take overtime. Like, it's awesome. He's unreal. He shot 12 of 26. Small guard. Weapon. He rules. There you go. And they are all better than Bronny James / Lonzo Ball / Ben Simmons. All right, let's do some yeah-nahs right after, I'm going to say, this.
This is Cam Glidden.
This is Anthony Drimmick.
This is Mitch McCarron.
This is Jason Kiddey.
This is Daryl McDonald.
Hey guys, this is Hugh Greenwood.
Yo, what's going on? This is Illy.
This is Mark Worthington, or commonly known as Wertho, and you're listening to NBA Straya.
You're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
You're listening to NBA Straya.
All right, let's do some yeah-nahs. We've got some good listener ones in there and some other ones that I've got. Brad McKeegan, talking about Scottie Pippen Jr. Jimmy, quick yeah-nah. I'm still catching up. But a guy who can't spell James shouldn't be complaining about the spelling of other people's names. Yeah, nah. Yeah, I'll pay that. Oh, I spelled my name Jaymz. Got to fucking explain it every time. Yeah, look. The thing is, my dad's name wasn't James Clements either, right? So I didn't do that to sort of differentiate it from my dad's name. At which point it'd be like, well, are you James Clements Jr.? It's a different spelling of the name. Therefore, it's a different name. So Scottie Pippen and Scottie Pippen Jr., I think it's got to get rid of the junior because it's with a fucking Y. What are we doing here? Anyway, he also added, does Dyson have a Dodge Morris twin that he sent to the Olympics because this is a different guy this season for the Hawks? Yeah, nah. So I've got a couple of thoughts on this. And having seen Dyson up close in like the scrimmages and obviously here in Melbourne before they went to France for the Olympics, it was very fucking clear that Dyson was the best defensive dude they had on that entire team. And that he, Josh Green, Matisse Thybulle, they would be all-world defenders in the Olympics if you just used them correctly. Quinn Snyder is a very, very good coach. And he's just going, hey, Dyson, just go ruin motherfuckers. And Dyson Daniels like, okay. Like, I hung out with Dyson at, like, the footy, and he's, like, on the show, and he's, like, a fucking legend. He's 21. He's crushing it. And the Boomers just did not know how to, like, they were trying to, like, do it in, like, little fits and spurts. And that's the entire thing that we've sort of banged on time and time again about Dyson Daniels. It can't be fits and spurts. He needs to get into the game and he needs to warm up to shit. And when he does, he's going to make the other team's life fucking hell. That's what he does. Like, we saw it the fucking last couple of years on the Pelicans. He'd play like 7 minutes and it's like, he was fine. And then he'd play like 32 minutes, like randomly when CJ was out or somebody else was out. And he'd be fucking pretty handy. And you're like, yeah, just keep doing that. And the Boomers didn't quite do that. So, yeah, I think he just got gorged. Stats guy wanted me to ask, is Wemby an alien? MVP? Top 5 MVP? Yeah, nah. I mean, if he keeps hitting 8 threes a game, maybe. But I think, like, as I sort of hit on the other day, I sort of signposted the shooting turn as I pointed out that he was shooting, 22%. And then it's going to fucking regress or, egress to the mean. And it did. Revert to the mean. There you go. And it did. He's hit fucking what? Probably 23s in his last 3 games, which is just absurd. But, yeah, he's not going to be going top 5 MVP. I want to see more from him defensively as well. And I want to see, like, he had 50 today. It was great. Wouldn't mind a few more blocks, but also get some bloody rebounds. Like, what are we doing here? It's weird. Dan D sent in a good one. Yeah, nah. Reckon they blame being distracted by the court for all the missed free throws down the stretch and Spo calling a timeout when he didn't have one yesterday. Yeah, nah. Yeah, I didn't think about this. I love that. It's the old classical, oh, bloody hell, this court's a bit blue. Maybe Spo's colorblind and he's like, I'm just fucking, everything's sepia. And I don't know what's happening. It's spinning me for a loop, he says. That wouldn't really surprise me, I reckon. But, yeah, tough scenes. What else we got? I think we've got that McKeegan one. We got this one. Danny D. And then Danny D's other one. Yeah, nah. Kobe White. Best hair in the league. Yeah, nah. Yeah. Game-winning hair. Yeah, nah. Yeah. No foul if he has normal haircut today. That's exactly right. So Kobe White on that Josh Hart 3 gets whomped as he's shooting the 3, the game-winning foul, essentially. Hart basically sort of clips his hair more than anything, and the refs call it, and you're like, oh, I don't know if he actually fouled him, but he's going to hit him in the head because of his big old hair. Kobe White, best hair in the league by far, and that is now game-winning hair. Well nailed, Danny D. And then finally, my big one. Cavs, are they legit? Can they win the title this year, James? Yeah, nah. Yeah, of course they can. Because they're the 6th team ever to start a season 13-0. 4 made the finals. That is unreal. The other one, the 4 of those 5 that didn't, was the 02-03 Mavs. Like, that is unreal. So we've got the Warriors in 2015-16 who went 24-0 to start the season. It was unreal. You got the Rockets who went 15-0 in 93-94, went on to win the title. Warriors obviously made the finals that year, 24-0, and lost it to the Cavs, which was, again, hilarious. It might be apocryphal, just saying. The Capitals in 48-49 went 15-0. The Mavs went 14-0 in 02-03. The Celtics in 57-58 went 14-0. And now this Cavs team, 13-0. So 6 teams have ever started 13-0. 4 made the finals. Only 1 won the title. But it means, look, don't fucking sleep on the Cavs. Very similar to like how I love Kenny Atkinson. You know this. If you've been listening to NBA Straya for a bit, I got to watch him in Brooklyn up close and personal with our seats very, very close to where he was coaching. And then a couple of times quite literally behind the bench with some upgraded seats, which was fucking really cool. But that dude is awesome. He's a teacher. He communicates really, really well, and he believes in dudes. And you saw that happen with Brooklyn, right? They just got better and better and better. He got the best out of basically everybody on that roster, even fucking D'Lo, who I still hate to this fucking day, but he played the best ball of his career basically there. And now he's actually got a couple of dudes from that team, doesn't he? He's got Jarrett Go-the-Fro-Allen. He's got my sweet baby Karis LeVert. He takes over a ready-made team that lock in Donnie Mitchell, has Darius Garland on a big contract. Go the Fro. You got Mobley. Like, there's nothing to stop them from, making an Eastern Conference Finals. Like, I can't wait for that matchup against Boston next week. It's going to be unreal. All right, unpopular opinion of the day. Oh, that's the wrong button. Oh, he's pressing all the buttons. Jesus, what happened then? It's this one.
Now look at me, please. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me.
That was chaos. All the buttons at once. If you are having problems, mash the keypad. The Joel Embiid discourse already is a bit fucked. It's like, oh, he's cooked. He's past his prime. He's just, they're fucked. He's played one game. Coming off a fucking knee injury. Like, just pump the brakes a little bit, right? It's like all this sort of shit over the last 2 days. Well, 2 days since he played yesterday. And it's like, yeah, he was gassed. He's always sort of out of shape when he comes back. He'll play himself into match fitness eventually. Maybe. That's always been one of the big easy knocks on him though, right? So you just go, look, he's always puffed. It's like, yep. I don't know if Joel Embiid can't do fucking cardio when his knee's all banged up. But at the same time, it's just this weird thing of the Sixers have fucked it. He's cooked. He's always injured. He's shit. And he's just old and fucked now. So it's one game. I love shitting on Joel Embiid as much as the next person, but let's fucking just cool it until we see him play a few more games. We know they won't be on back-to-backs, but still. And finally, how about a bit of Outback Takehouse? It's Thursday at Outback. You know what that means? Oh, yeah, 2 for 1, bloomin' onions. That's right. I remember the other day I was somewhere else and there was some American burger joint that was selling bloomin' onions. I'm like, wait a minute, that's not Outback. What the bloody hell's going on? No one in Australia has ever eaten these fucking things, and now I can see it here at some bloody American bloody burger joint. This is all fucking making sense. Are they trying to pass it off as something Aussie? I don't know what's happening. So I'm going to find out for you and let you know. But still, 2 for 1, bloomin' onions. What the fuck are they, you might ask? Well, I'll tell you. It's some sort of onion cut up to made look like a flower. Yeah, no Aussies ever fucking heard of this shit, so fucking whatever. Anyway, today's Flame Girl take is... none of the Pelicans are actually injured. They're just tanking and using it as a great excuse to build up Brandon Ingram's trade value, which was absolutely shithouse before the season. David Griffin is out there again playing chess while we're playing checkers. Only at Outback. I mean, it might be working. I don't think they're faking the injuries, but it is certainly helping probably Brandon Ingram's trade value, right? Someone will talk themselves into it. The 8 turnovers today weren't great, but still. All right. Good stuff. Good times. Great memories. Now it's time for the NBA Straya Australian Player Watch for Thursday, November 14. Let's start at the top with the man of the moment, Johnny Tins Furphy, a.k.a. Froths. He had a great game against the Orlando Magic. He got out there for 9 minutes and scored his first NBA bucket. Yes, he may have travelled, but that's the old 1, 2, 3 skidoo that the NBA allows. We'll just call it a gather step and no one will ever ask us again. Anyway, he played the 9 minutes and he scored 7 points. It was absolutely electric, was our man Tins Furphy. He goes 3 of 6 from the floor, misses a 3. He goes 1 of 1 at the free throw line. He had 2 rebounds. He had 1 steal, which led to his own bucket. Defense turns to offense. Well done, Johnny Furphy. 1 turnover as well, but still, you get that on the big job. So 7 points, 2 rebounds, and a steal. That is awesome stuff from Johnny Tins Furphy. Way to go, Frost. We're proud of you. Outside of that, Josh Giddey, the mop top Mamba, goes into MSG where he usually rocks. He did get another win, though. 123-124, the win for the Bulls over the Knicks. 5 points, 2 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal, 2 turnovers in 28 minutes for Giddey. He was still out there sort of causing all sorts of havoc. He shot 2 of 7, 1 of 3 from downtown, and then said g'day to the Dacos brothers. So Giddey would have had a pretty fun time no matter what. He always gets a win in MSG. It's just what he does. So well played. The shot will drop. The Knicks are always going to be a tough defensive ask no matter who it is, and they ran everything basically through Kobe White and Zach LaVine late anyway. So Josh Giddey, well done. Jinglin' Joe Ingles got another did not play coach's decision against the Portland Trailblazers today. Hey, guess what the correlation is there? Oh, that's right. It was a 106-98 loss. What happened yesterday when they didn't play him as well? Oh, that's right. it was another loss, 106-120. Play Jingling Joe Ingles, Minnesota. What are you doing? Get a hold of yourselves. Jock Landale played in a big win today over the Clippers. He was really, really good in this game, the Rooster. Rock'em, sock'em, block'em, jock'em Landale. He was big. He played 17 minutes. He had 4 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds, a steal, and a block. He was 2 of 2 from the floor. He was a plus 26. Jock came on, and they completely changed the tone of that game. He dominated. He was so easy about it. He looked unreal. Love that for Jock. Great win for the Rockets. Jack McVay, the Unabomber, didn't get out there. He had a did not play coach's decision. Well, you know, you get that on the big jobs. And so did Alex Dukas there for the Oklahoma City Thunders. The Thunders, I love calling them that. He copped the did not play. But do-up, bop, do-up. Do-up Reith, the Grim Reether, a.k.a. the Great Barrier Reef. He actually played a little bit today for the Blazers in that win over the Wolves. He got out there for 8 minutes. He went 0 of 1 from the floor, and he had 1 rebound. He was a plus 2 in 8 minutes, though. And Aussie Matty T, Matisse Tybalt, another did not play, right knee rehab. That's fine. Look after yourselves there, Matty T. And that is Australian Player Watch for Thursday, November 14. Righto, let's do a quick Andrew Gay's Grey Mamba Award for Outstanding Achievement in the Field of Excellence. Andrew Gay's Grey Mamba. Outstanding achievement in the field of excellence. That's right. LeBron James, his 40th career 30-point triple-double. That's just stupid. It's a lot. He's also the oldest player with 3 consecutive triple-doubles. That's also stupid. LeBron at this point of his career, it's just stupid. Like, I love it. It's ridiculous. We've got to make sure we appreciate every little bit of this because, goddamn, this is unprecedented. Flip side, though, Victor Wembanyama became the 4th youngest player to have a 50-point game. Amazingly enough, my favorite thing ever is who holds this record. Do you remember the Brandon Jennings game in 2009 when he went absolutely off with 55 against the Knicks? He was 20 years old, 20 and 52 days. LeBron had 56 against the Raptors in 05. He was 20 years and 80 days. Devin Booker had the 70 against the Celtics. Remember that back in 2017 when they were fouling to get him the ball back? He was 20 years and 145. And Victor Wembanyama had 50 today against the Wiz. He's 20 years old and 314 days. And then the flip side is, yeah, LeBron. That is just absurd. I love it. You know, swings and roundabouts. Everything turns. Yeah, anyway. Cats in the cradle. Yeah, we'll go full cats in the cradle. Time passing us by. Anyway, time for a bit of the Kiwi Korner brew. Oh, Kiwi Korner brew. Yeah, Steven Adams has been back and playing a little bit, which is really nice. He played against Washington brew. That was pretty fun for the Rockets when they smished him the other day. He played 15 minutes, brew. He went 1 of 2 from the field, and he had 2 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist, and 2 fouls, Bit of anti-Kiwi bias there, brew. But anyway, look, it's just good that Steven Adams is back because, I mean, it's not great for Jock Landale's minutes, but at the same time, I'm just happy to get Steven Adams back in the bloody NBA. And I'll tell you, just get him back to OKC or get him back to New Orleans. They don't have a center. Like, someone do something and get Steven Adams somewhere where he can play a lot because he ought to, because we love him. Or at least move Jock to Chicago or to New Orleans or something, you know? Just do it. I'm just saying. Do you reckon New Orleans are keeping tabs on Will the Thrill Magnay? He was in their system for a little bit. They need a big man. Interesting. Anyway, there you go. That's Kiwi Korner with Steven Adams. So for the season, he's averaging 3.4 points, 3.6 rebounds in only 68 total minutes. So he's averaging between 10 and 14 a game. 10 and 16 basically, so 13.5, let's call it. And away he goes. Not bad. All right, what about a Patty Mills Game Day Baller Game Day Twitter check-in? Let's see what he's doing. What are you doing there, Patty? Are you up to anything? I reckon he will be. Oh, Luke Travers, what's he posting? 114-106, let him know. The Cavs are winning. They beat the Sixers, and Luke Travers is going, hey, check it out. Not bad. Patty Mills, nothing new. Nope, nothing new from Patty. That's just about it. That's all right. Get that on a big job sometimes. And there's the one from the picture of Josh and Nick Dacos hanging out with Josh Giddey. He posted that, just like Look who I got to hang out with. It's like, Josh, you make way more money than these dudes. And are way more famous worldwide. Anyway, love that for him. All right, let's do a single game preview for tomorrow because there's only one game. Game preview. Thanks, inadvertent Bane. Not a problem, Jim. Why is there only one game on Friday? Because we have the NBA Cup. Day 2 of that on Saturday. So, remember, the NBA Cup, you don't have any teams on the second night of a back-to-back in the NBA Cup. That's how they've scheduled it up and schedulized it. And so we have Dallas at Utah, and that is it tomorrow at 1 p.m. So, sure. Why not? But it means it's because I think we've got a 4, 6, 8, 10. We've got a 12-game Saturday for NBA Cup Day 2 on Saturday morning. So that'll be pretty fun. Just saying. But Dallas at Utah, this is an interesting one. I mean, Dallas, it seems like that was an 8.5-point line. It may have now moved already to 9.5, which is pretty crazy. But it's the only game tomorrow. Yeah, 9.5-point favorites are the Mavs on the road in Utah. I'm taking the Mavs because Utah are not very good. Lowry going up against them, it might do a little bit of damage, but I feel like the Jazz might just struggle. They do have these games, though, where they just sort of hang tough with teams. But Dallas, I think, will be hurting after a pretty annoying 3-game stretch where they have lost pretty badly to actual contenders. Dallas will be looking to put the hurt on somebody, and I feel like it'll be Utah. So, I mean, Utah are also coming off a game where Lowry and Jeremy Clarkson shot, 5 of 15 combined. They have had a couple of games where they lost to the Suns by 8. They sort of made that last late push, but that was NBA Cup stuff. They snuck by the Spurs, but they got beaten by 23 by the Bucks, 9 by the Bulls. Oh, no, they beat the Bulls by 9, sorry, because that was just that stupid game. They lost by 26 to the Nugs. They lost by a bunch to the Spurs, a bunch to the Kings. The Mavs already beaten them in Utah by 8. And I think Dallas will be firing a little bit more and have a little bit of a fire in the belly. So we're going to go Dallas minus 9.5 in Utah. We did go 6 of 11 on today's picks, though, just saying. Because Memphis did cover in the end, so that's kind of nice. Happy days there, I guess, Jim. And that's it. That's it for today. Happy days all round, I guess. Are you happy? You should be. It's Thursday, as I said. All right, but that's it for today. We'll catch you tomorrow for a... what we'll do is we'll do the biggest overreaction so far this season. Basically, things that we want to over or underreact to. I've got a few thoughts on that. We might run the power rankings as an audio thing as well. We'll drop that in, which will be kind of fun. And we'll wrap up that one game for you and then set you up for the entire weekend ahead, including that NBA Cup run, which will be very, very fun. So in the meantime, make sure you're following NBA Straya on Twitter, Facey, IG, TikTok, and, of course, YouTube. Get around on the old YouTube. You can like, subscribe, chuck some comments in there. Go absolutely nuts. That'd be good. Get around NFL Australia as well with myself and Gaz. That's always a laugh and a half, I'll tell you. Dropping up every week about the NFL. We've also got the AFLW Today Show, the Cricket Today podcast, Football Today podcast, and Hold All Tickets for your GGs. Producer Gerald did a great job on that today as well, stepping in. So check a rating, review, like, subscribe, star, whatever you got to do on your Apple Podcast, your Spotify, your YouTube, whatever weird apps you use on your Android phones. Just come on. Just leave a comment, do a thing, help a brother out. I don't ask for much. Big thanks always go to From Oslo for the intro and outro song. They are awesome. Go check out the new band House Hats as well as Joshua De Laurentiis, Fascinator, Goldmines, Ramshackle Army, Iowa, Sex Jedi, Green, and Dozers. They're behind all the tunes you hear throughout the show. Smash them all on Bandcamp, Triple J and Earth, Face Apple Music, Spotify. Follow those bands. Check them out. They're all good. NBA Straya supports Australian bands. So should you. Just dying over here. All right, but that's it for today. We will catch you tomorrow, you dickheads. In the meantime, this is NBA Straya saying, look after yourselves, would ya? And... Little Hosanna! Oh, Bruce, not bad, eh?